You're listening to Short Inspirations from Ralph. Infectious Faith, Part 1. Excuse the pun, but many of us got thoroughly sick of COVID. The queues, the masks, the distancing, the lockdowns, and at times, sadly, deaths. And as of today, worldwide there's been 767 million cases, resulting in 7 million deaths. In New Zealand, where I live, 241,000, with over 4,000 deaths. 20% of our population got infected. In these episodes, I want to switch this around, and I want to talk about something that's contagious, it's spreadable, it's catching, it's transmittable. It can be transferred from one person to another. It's called faith. I want to read from 2 Timothy 1 verse 5 to 7. It's Paul talking to Timothy, and he says, "When I call to remembrance the genuine faith that is in you, which dwelt first in your grandmother Lois and your mother Eunice, and I am persuaded is in you also. Therefore I remind you to stir up the gift of God which is in you through the laying on of my hands. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." And so these episodes are called Infectious Faith. When we talk about faith, we need to define what that means biblically, because there's a lot of people, if you ask them, are you a person of faith? They would say, oh yes, I'm a person of faith. I'm not an atheist. I believe in a God somewhere. I don't really buy into the Bible or Jesus stuff, although he was a good person. But I believe there is a God, and I believe that it doesn't matter how you get to him. This is very common out there. I have the privilege of taking quite a few funerals, and in talking to families, they often profess to some form of spirituality and some form of afterlife, for that matter. It's a sort of abstract faith. It has no definition, no manifestation. He's out there somewhere. Just call him the man upstairs. Let's not limit him to Jesus. There are many gods potentially. However you worship, you get to the real God through any religion or vehicle that you want to take. All roads lead to. They believe in something up there somewhere. They also believe that such and such, who has died, is now with us in some way or has some sort of power like a god. There are spiritualists who use New Age crystals and things, burn incense to statues. They believe in spiritual forces of some sort, abstract, undefined, which usually means that the gods they worship are sort of an extension of themselves. Maybe a reincarnation type thing. So they control the gods. It's the reverse of not my will but thine be done to my will be done on earth and in heaven. It aligns perfectly with the archangel Lucifer. I will arise, I will be. And one of the greatest plagues that we have on earth today is narcissism, delighted with our own image rather than with God. So much of the occult, all of it if you could argue, has to do with the ever-increasing interest in self. Like psychics, they believe in some spirit being that comes and empowers them to tell the fortune of someone, to enhance their own godless ambitions. Tarot cards, fortune tellers, a form of faith, nothing to do with the God of the Bible. People will put strings of jewels everywhere, or put statues of gods around their home and garden. And so when we're defining faith, this is abstract faith. And the problem is that they can be playing around with demonic stuff. Some years ago, I was asked to give advice to some school teachers from a local high school because some of the students had been playing around with Ouija boards. And the problem was that they had tapped into some sort of an apparition or a being that was trying to control them, and they were totally freaked out. So that is one form of faith, abstract faith. In the next episode we'll look at more forms of faith that we can in defining what faith is. God bless you.